focus, what we're going to learn to do is, again, revisit what we did last class, where we learned how to mix and incorporate all the ingredients. And today it's all about mixing again. And then you guys are going to have to shape the pretzels. You're going to have to do some braiding exercises. And afterwards, we're going to dip and hopefully get to eat the pretzels. So it's a win-win situation for all. It doesn't quite matter what we end up with, but whatever you remember from last class, let's sort of talk about a little bit. One being, we've got basically 4 basic ingredients. Who can recall what they are? Flour. Well, sugar is actually salt. Yes, absolutely. So sugar is not part of the equation. We don't need sugar for fermentation to take place. We need salt, and we need the flour, the water, and the yeast, obviously. So this is a fairly simple equation. We do have one awkward ingredient here that's not in every bread formulation. It's made up out of malt. Does anyone remember where malt comes from? In baking, at least. Well, let's think. What does malt taste like? Milky?
No, I'm thinking of like multiple.
Multiple, okay. It's made for milkshake malt,
Right,
teasers, little candies,
yeah,
kind of a
exactly.
deal. Basically what it does is it adds a little supplement to our fermentation process. So when we start to ferment things for a long period of time, like in this pretzel, if we overnight ferment it, we're going to potentially run out of nutrients in the process. So having that malt in there is sort of like, think of Lance Armstrong, bicycle ride, you guys roughly, the doping component, yeah. This is like doping for flour a little bit, okay? So you have to think of it, it's a legal ingredient, it's not, the FDA is okay with it. It's actually in the flour already at the beginning, so you don't have to really declare it as part of it. But what it does is it gives us a little bit of a kickstart towards the latter end of the fermentation process. All right? So should we go mix? Let's do it. So we're going to go over here. Do you guys remember what the difference is between the 2 mixers? If you were to compare the mixing styles between what do we call this?
The spiral mixer?
Absolutely, spiral mixer and stand mixer. That sounds pretty good. We also have other names for it potentially, which is, anyone? It's not stand mixer, it's a vertical mixer, right? Yeah. And can you remember what the comparison between mixing styles is? Sort of the style of mixing here, what does it sort of replicate? You guys remember?
The spiral mixer, doesn't it replicate more pan mixing?
Absolutely. So if you look very closely at the mixing process over here, you'll start to see once the ingredients start to form together, you'll see this almost pleating action. And what it does is when we think about kneading dough, right, if you sort of think back, maybe when grandma made bread with you guys, or your mom, or whatever else, it's a push and a pull. It's this constant pushing and pulling. And that's what exactly happens in here. When we go over here, what does it look like?
Or just mixing?
I call it the barroom brawl syndrome, right? Where you take someone, you hit them, they hit you. It's this back and forth, very abusive kind of a process in here. This to me is more of a massage, this gentle elongation of those gluten-forming proteins that are available in our flour. What are we looking for when we mix? Can anyone remember? Gluten, yeah, we want to activate the gluten, right? Because the gluten does what?
It strengthens.
Yeah, it activates the strength components of it, and what does it do, though, besides just strength?
Well, gluten helps to create the structure and the form.
Flour creates the structure and the form, right? What does the gluten do? What's that? Hold shape, structural strength, absolutely. But what happens? Yeast does what? What does yeast do? It eats, What's that?
It eats
It doesn't quite eat the gluten. Let's think a little bit more nutritionally speaking.
carbohydrates.
Yeah, it eats the carbohydrate. It breaks them down, basically releases what?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide, and the carbon dioxide is trapped by the gluten. Yes, absolutely. So we got the gluten that's being trapped, that gives you the rise in bread. So what we have here, just don't ever do this outside of this environment. You go in here and just basically hold down. Here it helps sort of create the scraping process. My philosophy is it's got a hole that's meant to sort of put your hand in. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can lift the lid, and all you want to do is maybe just help scrape around it a little bit. This is a small batch, so you have to help it along just a little bit. You guys remember what the mixing methods are called when we're dealing with yeasted doughs?
There's intense,
That's it, absolutely. There's intense, which is not this one.
There's intense and there's another I, isn't it?
Improved, absolutely. And then the one that sort of formulates the baguette process, it is sort of short. It's definitely short, right? So one thing you have to be willing to do when you're mixing doughs in general, you have to be willing to add a little bit of extra water. You might need a little bit additional help here. So I'm just going to add a little trickle of water down here. Like so, if you guys want to look at it, you're more than welcome to. You want to lift the lid and see what's going on. So we're developing this dough, and this mixing method we're utilizing here is the improved mixing method. So we just switched over to second speed. We're starting to develop that gluten now. Before, it's just trying to get everything homogeneous. Yeah. Before, you don't want to develop gluten right away. You want those starches, those proteins to absorb some of that hydration, and then you want to start to build strength of the dough. Fermentation, right? We talked about yeast consuming the starches that are present, metabolizing them. Under what conditions does it happen ideally? Ideal fermentation needs a certain temperature zone.
Right, so wouldn't that be between 75 and
Wow, that's very good. Yeah, 75 to 78 would be perfect. Absolutely. So now let me show you real quick what we got going on here. We got a piece of dough. And if you look at the development phase of it, we have little to no gluten-forming proteins available to us. We've got to now mix it so long that we have a membrane that will hold together, and then we can actually sort of form it into whatever we're going to do, whether it's a baguette. For us today, it's going to be intense. Alright? So we can actually let this thing run all by itself. It's got a little timer on here. I know that I've done this once before, that it's going to take at least 3 minutes. So we can actually leave this here while it's mixing. We can sort of look at something else. Alright, I'll leave this here. We'll go to station over there real quick. I've had the opportunity, having gone to art school a little bit, I tried to create these little aids for students to help them sort of understand the braiding practice. And whenever we have maybe just a moment of downtime and you want to sort of not take notes, which I would highly recommend you do because there's going to be a final exam when we get onto the third lesson here. The way we're going to handle this is we're going to practice a two-braid. Okay? Two-braid is where you're basically just taking two strands. So we end up with these two strands. These I'm just going to tie behind here. That way they don't confuse me in the braiding process. And the easiest way, guys, if you have a cell phone, if you want to videotape this, it might help because you're going to have to do this tonight. So if you have something to watch, I'll be coming by and checking, making sure you can all do it, but they'll give you a little aid to sort of watch the process. And the best perspective is from the side. Sorry, unless you can do it backwards. So if you stand to the back, you'll sort of understand what I'm talking about. We end up having two strands, and I'm going to show you how we're going to eventually roll them in dough, but this is, again, gives us the opportunity not to waste dough and go through the exercise of braiding two braids. So, right hand, left hand. The right hand is down by my stomach, and the left hand is away from me. And the way this is going to go down is, the first move is right under, the hands cross. The next move is right over, they don't cross. And then it goes back to under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. And if you say it out loud, it makes it that much more fun. Yep, easy enough. You can all do this, right? Because you're going to have to do it in a second.